Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today we're on our YouTube race account and we are on 22-54, trying to finish out 22 right now. Definitely having a stalled progression with the team comp that we're using. We actually got Grez up and I really did make some mistakes on this, on really pushing on here. If I would not have taken Silas all the way up to Mythic, I could have had an Ascended Grez already. But I really messed that up. I didn't know the summons that I would get. Because looking here, guys, at the copies of Grez, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of Grez. So what I've considered doing, we also do have double copies of Silas. So if I had food for Grez, we could ascend him. If I had food for Silas, we could ascend him. If I got 2 more copies of Damon, we could ascend him too. So this is a race, guys. This is really the first one. That is going to hit that chapter 31, finish on out chapter 30. So I'm considering using 2 copies of Grez with food, which might be Pharrell, as much as I would absolutely not like to get rid of him. But using 2 copies of Grez to get those copies of Pharrell, allowing me to ascend Grez. I know I wouldn't be able to add any stars on him, but I would have him up to Ascended. I feel like at this point, guys, looking even where some of the competition and some of the other players are, such as FHG and Naomi, they have Ascended and they have multiple Ascended guys. Ascended Damon will carry a formation regardless of anyone you have, but because of the heroes that I built, particularly Silas, I am lacking the food. We can see just running a regular Pharrell there for that crowd control aspect works exceptionally well. I just feel like I have to get some Ascended heroes in there. We did swap this over to the Greyborn, guys. We have 6 scrolls. If I could pull 1 or 2 elites out of here, I would be absolutely ecstatic because we need some Ascended heroes. We need some food out of here. So I'm hoping it's not going to be all greens, just like we see that's coming up right now. There's a blue, so we got a copy of Eden. But we need to get some luck. Guys, there's another copy of Eden. Last one is another green. This is what has been happening. We started off really strong in the beginning with progression. We got a couple copies of some key heroes, made some solid progression. And then again, I really think we're going to be kind of stuck here. And I'm really on the fence on using those copies. I don't want to use those copies. But we have tried some of these stages 100+ times over the course of the day. To try to get them built up. Again, I went with too many mythic heroes, and you can see I've already built out a couple signature items with a few of them, but I've kind of gotten stuck to the point where I used too much food in the beginning, and that is really what has cost us here within the race. Even bought out a couple of my emblems right there, waiting to pull up some more gear. We haven't even gotten any tier stones yet, which I'm a little bit disappointed. I picked up our rare stones there. Again, to try to create some food out of here. I could pick up a copy of Thorin, but as of right now, guys, I don't have Thorin. I don't have any copies of Thorin, but if I do get a copy of Thorin, I could possibly utilize him for food. And then in here, I just need Challenger coins if we picked up. I don't have any copies of Nara either. I haven't unlocked Nara, which a lot of players within the race have said they've been running Nara in the regular. So guys, this has been the stage that we're stuck at, and I really feel it's because they have a lot of crowd control. So we have Nemitsu right up here with the totems. We have Ogi, of course, with the throw. We have the Beguile ability that is going to come in here. We have a lot of damage and a lot of defense break between these 2 targets, making me just kind of go crazy. Tried a bunch of different formations, a lot of different ways, guys. Have not gotten lucky. Damon dies as soon as we get an ult. Right there from Ira in the back. I swapped Silas in here. I swapped Grez in here. Even swapped a star in here. I've swapped, Rowan in here. I've tried this stage in so many different formations, so many different times. And you can even see there, guys, between Namora and between Nemitsu, I don't have the ability to really crowd control any of them, which is where I feel like Nara would come in really strong here. But again, I'm not having the ability to get that one done, which there was almost done, guys. That is the RNG that I need to really get this done. I even tried swapping Damon up top. That way we know the teleport is going to go here and Damon can actually hold his own in the top line. Got to keep Oden alive. Oden is dying way too quick, guys. Because if I could get through this chapter, I'll actually pick up 20 of my faction scrolls, which means the probability of getting a solid hero in there, I think is pretty high. But you can even see right there, guys, the enemies almost get to the point of dying, and then they're just, life goes straight back up. Again, Oden needs to live. Damon needs to live, especially. As far as gear, I've got them pretty well geared up. I mean, we have a little bit here that we could probably enchant, but not enough gold to actually get them anywhere. But you can see most of the gear here. Even when it comes to Oden, guys, I have quite a bit of gear that we have just gotten for free. Took him all the way to a plus 25 signature item to pick up that extra haste. Trying to get him a little bit higher up here, just for those fiend points. We know absolutely how much damage Oden can do in such a super, super fast time. Silas is another one. We've been kind of going back and forth with gear, making sure that we kind of max out the gear that we have. Taline, again, we went back and forth with relics. I've put my gear on Pharrell. I have just literally random gear on there, as well as Brutus and a couple other gear. You can see we have really not much for Brutus. Swapping out Grez's gear, we can actually drop that onto Brutus and continue to try. I've literally been swapping gear back and forth so much. I have a bunch of experience, but I am level capped right now for where I'm at. I need to get the heroes a little bit higher so I can take them to the level 200 or 200 plus. But again, I feel like it is just going to be some RNG to get these down, guys. Also in the tower, I've been pushing most of the tower. Light bearers, guys, I don't have anyone. I have 2 legendary plus heroes. Maulers, the exact same. Guys, look how light these teams are for what I built. I got Brutus up, but as far as pulling anyone else within here, I've used some of my food to build Brutus, and that's it. I'm stuck with some of these towers. That is the only one I have. Even if I dropped a couple Elite plus into the Resonating Crystal, it might make a little bit of a difference, but overall, I feel like we were losing out on a lot of stuff in here, especially when clearing out, like floor 20, because you do get quite a bit of cards there, which would definitely help me build out some of the light bearer heroes. Now for the tower, this is the one that we've actually been pushing the most. We've kind of gotten stuck with the world tree as well, because in there we have Raku and we have a star built out, as you can see, my wilder team that I had, but we had to drop them out. I've been rotating people actually through the Resonating Crystal, as you can see, unlocking and having them on cooldowns, and then also going through the main King's Tower. I've been kind of stuck on this floor. Just finished 250, which most of us have finished at this point, but this is a really, really tough team to deal with that we cannot get through. Peaks of Time, I've done the exact same. I went through almost everything I can here. Contorted Realm, I cannot beat any of those chests. Solar Plane, same, I cannot kill those. Wandering Bloom, we've done well. We just finished out the Frosted Expanse today, which was where we made progression. Forest Mania is completed 100%, so we have everything out of there. I'm sitting on a bunch of chests to see how far we can make it before we have to utilize those, because again, we are max ascended levels until we actually get a hero built up, or we get a hero to Mythic Plus, just like Damon, so we can take them up a little bit higher. So at this point, guys, that'll do it for the YouTube race. Again, I really feel like I messed it up building this out, but if I could pull 1 or 2 more heroes, get another elite hero, or even 2 more heroes, even if I pulled Hodgkin or Isolde or one of these heroes that I have down here, I could utilize them for food, which would work very well. Just that way I don't have to sacrifice Pharrell to build out a couple more heroes. But I feel like we're at a breaking point where either we're going to have to get a couple of heroes, guys, or we're going to fall far behind within this race. So we're going to continue the progression tonight, try to make some more progression, finish out 22, get into 23. That is my goal for tonight, so I'm hoping we can get there. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Again, I really feel like I made a mistake building out too many Mythic heroes and not taking them up to Ascended. But when I did build them at Mythic, I didn't have any copies of Grez, and I didn't have the copies of Silas nor the copies of Oden. So that is what we chose to do, which could be detrimental, might cost us a race, guys. But again, let me know in the comments what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.